Okay, I don't need the freckles. I'm having a rough day. I'm using a filter because I was crying, and so I don't need that to be the energy of the video. Sometimes we have rough days, and I believe in let it out rather than hide it, mask it, don't cry. So I'm just being vulnerable because that's the platform my page is built on, that, and fuck shame. I keep getting the energy all day long of somebody who might have guilt. And the reason that they have guilt is because they either like know, I keep getting this. They either know that there's somebody out there that they're like feels so divinely connected, like makes their soul sing, makes their toes curl, but just that connection. Or they've already met this person and it didn't work out. And let me be very, very, very clear. I don't talk about twin flames a lot because I think there's a lot of toxicity around it. And what's more toxic than twin flame coaches or, you know, any of the people who use that, and not everybody does, but there are certainly content creators and practitioners who use that word to get somebody to watch the reading. And again, not everybody, but the most toxic thing is conflating a karmic with a divine connection. Whether you want to call it, I don't care what you call it, but a divine connection that feels like a sacred connection between you and another person, that you recognize them right away, and there's like not just the attraction, just something different. And you'll know if you've ever felt that towards somebody. That is not going to come from somebody who's going to fuck you over, cheat on you, hurt you repeatedly. That's a karmic. That's not a divine connection. But this would be either somebody you met that was a divine connection. If you want me to do like a whole bunch of stuff on that subject, I will. Yeah, it's gotten real toxic, so I just don't go near it. Not publicly anyway. In sessions, we talk about that kind of stuff all the time. By the way, third time I'm trying to do this. Third time. I know it's Mercury retrograde, but it keeps disappearing. We already pulled the moon in reverse and this emperor that also looks like a chariot card. Sometimes I don't like the emperor. Sometimes I think that's somebody who needs a good old ego death and is full of themselves. But with this, this feels like a kinder, gentler emperor. And I really kind of love that whole like chariot set up. So this could be somebody that is spiritual. You can also be the emperor. All these cards are genderless. If I talk about like divine masculine, it's a masculine presenting, it's a divine masculine energy. We're not talking about, you know, gender is a construct. So we're not talking about that. Cards are genderless. Readings are genderless. I keep getting that there's like an opportunity for whoever I'm reading for to be in a relationship. And it's nice. It's nice. It's comforting. There'll be laughter. There'll be happy times. And there can be love to a certain degree. You've already either met somebody else that you have not been able to replicate that, or you kind of just know it's out there. And I have a policy on settling for decades. I just won't, because my belief, even before my major relationships, since I was very young, is that like, if you settle in any way, and you know it, like, universe will send the person that curls your toes, that you can't avoid. I mean, you can, but then if there's nothing wrong with the other relationship and everybody's like, okay, and the person's perfectly nice and there's nothing toxic other than the fact that you're not connected to them in a way, there's other people walking this earth that will, like, what is meant for you will find you. So that's why I always say, like, be alone for a little while. Make sure you can do that, because otherwise, you know, I don't have to explain to you all how sticky that gets. If you're the person who is feeling badly or feeling guilty, I don't feel guilt. I don't feel like you're cheating, whoever I'm reading for, and maybe you're cross-watching. I don't feel like you're doing anything with this connection that you feel. But I just feel like walking into this relationship, you kind of know that it's not completely your person. It's a person. It's a very good connection. And more than just good on paper. This is a kind, emotionally available person. But there's a truth that you're hiding, and that's that, like, there's a piece of your heart that belongs to somebody else, or a way of connecting that belongs to somebody else. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a very protective, defensive card. Again, lots of yin-yang in all of these cards. This is the Star Tarot. I love these cards. But we have the yin-yang represented on each card. And it's not the first cut is the deepest. It's not, I would have given you all of my heart, but there's someone who's torn it up. Nobody tore it apart. Like, whoever this person is that you feel like, I know they're out there, or I'm not sure if it's gonna be better timing. Listen. I feel like you don't know what to do, because you don't, sometimes it's not the lifetime. Sometimes we run into these people walking the earth and it's just not our lifetime. And when we think about that in a 3D ego-based center, it feels unfair and it feels not right? But when we think of, like, time being just fluid, and how many lifetimes, and our souls and not the bodies, the healing card here, wish fulfillment, and the healing card. You may feel hesitant to move forward into this connection. You may feel like, but what if this other person comes along and I'm not going to be able to resist that, and then I have to hurt the other person. Don't borrow trouble. There is healing for you. You know, this wonderful, wonderful person they might be convinced right now that you're their divine connection. They might meet their divine connection in 5 years from now, or whenever. You cannot, this doesn't feel like something you should avoid. I think we get stuck. Oh, I'm going to say something controversial. I think we get stuck in this idea of longevity being success, and more than one relationship being failure in relationships, and some kind of insecurity, inability on our part. I don't believe that. I believe that people are like vehicles along the journey, and sometimes you get in and you go for a half a mile, and sometimes you go in and you go for 1,000 miles. But what you learn along the way is the thing. Whatever this is, I don't think you should feel guilty. There is beautiful healing for it. Let me know if you want a part 2. Just go be happy.